Sarah's hands trembled as she placed them on her swollen belly, feeling her baby's powerful kicks against her ribs. At 35, this was her first pregnancy, and the anticipation mixed with terror in ways she never expected. The doctors had scheduled a C-section for next month. Her baby was simply too large for a natural delivery, and the risks were too high. But the medical concerns weren't what kept her awake at night. It was the suffocating pressure from her partner's mother, a woman whose tantrums could rival any toddler's when she didn't get her way. When Sarah's partner, Mark, finally told his 60-year-old mother their decision, no hospital visitors, the explosion was immediate and devastating. "Wife doesn't want anyone there, so no one is coming," he'd said, throwing Sarah under the bus with his careless words. The phone call started immediately. His mother's voice, shrill with indignation, filled their home with accusations. "She's disrespecting me as a grandmother. I have the right to see my grandson. She's disgusting for treating me this way." The older woman's threats escalated quickly. She'd show up anyway, she declared, because she wasn't coming to see Sarah. Sarah's heart broke a little more with each message. This was supposed to be the most beautiful time of her life, yet she felt like she was suffocating under someone else's demands. She thought about her own mother, who had graciously accepted their wishes without question, understanding that recovery from major surgery required peace and privacy. The manipulation intensified. Mark's mother threatened to cut off all contact with the baby if she couldn't meet him on his birthday. A threat with teeth, as she'd already done this to another grandchild, refusing contact for over a year out of pure spite. What if she just comes to the nursery? Mark pleaded with his exhausted hormonal wife. "What if I take the baby out to see her so you don't have to?" Each compromise felt like another piece of Sarah's agency being chipped away. She wanted to scream that this wasn't about convenience or logistics. It was about her right to heal, to bond, to experience motherhood on her own terms. She would be sliced open, vulnerable, learning to breastfeed, her hormones in chaos. 3 days. That's all she was asking for. 3 days to find her footing as a mother. Her family rallied around her decision. Even Mark's father remained neutral, unbothered by his wife's theatrics. But Mark's persistence made Sarah question herself. Was she being unreasonable? Was she being selfish? The weight of everyone's expectations pressed down on her swollen ankles as she struggled to stand firm. This was her hill to die on, she decided. The nurses would be informed. No visitors meant no visitors. When their son finally arrived, perfect, beautiful, overwhelming, something shifted in Mark. Perhaps seeing his wife's strength during delivery, or watching her cradle their newborn with tears streaming down her face, finally opened his eyes. For the first time in his life, he stood up to his mother. "Get over it," he told her firmly. "You'll see him when we bring him home. Your actions have consequences, and if you can't respect our boundaries, we'll consider going low or no contact." Sarah looked down at her son's tiny face and smiled through her tears. This was what protection looked like. This was what putting family first meant. What do you think? How would you have handled this situation? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below.